Yeah, welcome out to another one. I can't believe it. Still going. We missed last week. Sorry about that. We had a robot attack. It happens to the best of us. If you don't know, that is what being in space is like. Robots attack occasionally. We're here today to talk about mainly soup, I think. And we have everybody's favorite guest, Austin.
Hey, I'm back.
What's your views on soup? Not to get
Uh,
political, but
um, I have a lot of views on the classification of foods in which I think that you can classify everything by sandwich, soup, or salad. But yeah, I think a soup is a right place, right time kind of thing, and I think that that time is definitely towards the end of the year, in the northern hemisphere when
uh,
it starts to get a little cold
yeah,
outside.
rare, very rare exceptions to these rules, I will say.
If
Um,
you're sick,
yes, gazpacho, one of the only summer soups,
gazpacho. Right,
that
right.
there are rare exceptions, but I do agree typically the cold winter and fall is soup season.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think you got a lot of, like, really heavy meals around that time too, so it's nice to have something potentially lighter, you know?
especially like a gazpacho, year-round
Mhm.
soup. Um, Now, you did say you think you can categorize everything in soup, salad, sandwich.
Yes.
Let's test really quick. I just want to see where we're lining
Oh,
up here.
okay.
Um, and if anyone in the chat's got some food items they want to test the system against,
I mean, you and I have talked about this before, way back in the day, I made a sandwich classification chart and, like,
the
that's a
alignment
kind of an
chart essentially. Yeah,
an alignment chart, yeah. That's kind of an overplayed kind of like jokey meme on the internet, but like I definitely took the death battle approach of like trying to apply scientific definitions to things and classifying everything into like subcategories and stuff.
yes, I am a neutral sandwich conservative. I believe if it is
Really?
encapsulated on all sides, not a sandwich. Um,
Yeah, I disagree. Uncrustables. End of conversation. Continue though.
no, Uncrustables are not a sandwich.
Sure.
I
If you want to
think
get pedantic, I mean it is a
I
sandwich, but
also,
sure.
I do think my strong point here was the intention of how it's served. In I will say Uncrustables is a modified sandwich, yes,
Okay.
but it is not
Again, you're
in and
being
of
pedantic.
itself
It's a
a
sandwich.
sandwich. No, sir, it's not. See,
It is a sandwich, and to classify it otherwise is just being petty and contrarian.
no,
It's a
it's not being
sandwich.
petty and contrarian. It's being thorough.
Uh-huh.
Tuna.
Tuna is a salad. Any single ingredient
What?
is going to
Sorry.
be
Tuna is a salad. Wait,
yeah, any
it,
single ingredient, especially produce, is going to be a salad.
I'm lost.
This is a whole other topic for a whole other day. We can get into it on another day. I do wanna
Can
do this
we?
soup thing, especially
Um,
with the fall. Yeah, yeah, we can get into
okay.
this another time if you want to. I'll break down how essentially everything in the world from both food and non-food items can be classified. I mean, it is a exercise in absurdity, like, that's kind of the point, but it it would just take over this whole conversation. I do wanna talk about soup, so
Brioche.
brioche soup? Are
No.
you asking me
Is yeah.
you're asking me
Is
if a
brioche a
bread
sandwich or a salad?
it's a sandwich.
Okay, we'll leave this be for now. This is a let sleeping dogs lie scenario. Let's talk about soup. Um, See, the crux of this is I gotta bring. I'm tasked with bringing a soup to Thanksgiving.
Mm. Are you doing
So
like a potluck thing? Is it Friendsgiving or is this
it's a
like traditional
friendsgiving.
Thanksgiving? Okay. I think there's some important questions to get into. Do you know Like, is there a theme to the menu? Do you know any of the other dishes, or is it like traditional Thanksgiving?
No, we'll get a menus to some things, I'm sure. Usually they have printed like course menus, like a pre-free meal. The lady hosting is a professional chef, and so everything is
Ah,
like
yes.
pretty fucking on point.
Mhm,
Um,
and the pressure is on.
yeah. I feel special because usually I feel like, they're very polite persons. So like, oh, if you want to bring a dish, go ahead.
Mhm.
But they ask me if I would like to bring a dish. So I feel like I'm one step above the plebeians. We're not taking your yams this year. Um, so yeah, I gotta figure out, and it doesn't have to be a soup. I'm gonna bring bread, and I'm already getting the we could also talk about this because I'm gonna bring the bread because people know I make a bread, a mean bread. Okay.
Right.
Also, I'm going to be putting together the welcome cocktail. So we also can
Okay.
discuss that because I got thoughts. I'm thinking cranberry gin is like the vibe. Like maybe I was thinking
I
I would do a tea, like a nice herbal tea, like a red zinger, or maybe even something like a jasmine. Uh,
hmm,
and then do I wonder if I could do jasmine, rosemary, pear, gin.
that sounds pretty nice. Again, do you know, like, is it traditional Thanksgiving? Is that what you're looking for on the menu, or do you have any idea?
No, it's modern Thanksgiving. It's not traditional. There's no
Right,
pilgrims.
but I mean, like, turkey, cranberry, stuffing, cheese, mashed potato, like gravy. Is that kind
Those
of
are
the
there, but think a little more upscale, like au
right,
gratin,
right,
you know,
right. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Hasselback potatoes and shit. That
Mhm.
everything has technique applied, and the charcuterie boards are a thing of marvel. This lady's got, how sometimes you work with an artist and you're like, how did they just do it that way? Uh, this lady does that with a charcuterie board. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, if I ever open a restaurant, which I don't plan on doing, but if I ever do, I'm definitely gonna have to like hire an expo who is just like a food artist who just plates things well, because that is not one of my skills.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
make really good tasting food, and you know, it's just on a plate, whatever. So,
Gloss says some kind of spicy pumpkin butternut squash soup. Okay, so I have been actually making a butternut squash soup quite recently. And I
mm,
do love it a lot. I like that flavor. The butternut squash has got some good shit going on. And actually, this is a weird one. I feel like it's a strange take. So, you dice up the whole butternut squash. You get them all done up, into little cubes, right?
mhm,
The big bowl. I'm shaking the cubes with oil, obviously. Okay?
mhm.
And then here's where it gets a little weird. Big Chinese five spice.
That's not weird at all.
I think that's it. The butternut squash Chinese five spice combo is insane. Anyways, I
Oh,
also
yeah,
do like a little
absolutely.
bit of honey in there because I'm obviously roasting these bastards. I want some
Right, you're getting
Maillard
the
in there. Yeah, yeah,
caramelization.
right.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
so little honey, salt, pepper, but mainly the thing is Chinese five spice butternut squash. Obviously, you
Yeah,
roast it 375 until it's nice and brown. You think it's good, and then bam, blender. You know, a little bit of milk, a little bit of beef stock. Although I did just try veggie stock, and I honestly, I mean, you know, unless you got a real
mm,
stock, which I did have with the beef stock with the gelatin in it. It's gelatinous. It's nice and goopy, and it changes the mouthfeel. I don't think anyone can tell if you did a real like if you get store bought stock or like bouillons. Nobody fucking knows. It's just salty water. It's fine.
yeah, yeah. I don't, and I know this is not the right opinion, um, but I don't really care for like butternut as a soup. Um, like I'll do like a butternut ravioli or something. Like if I have butternut squash, I have to have it in like small amounts because it's a bit too sweet for me. And I feel
Yay?
like a cloyingly sweet soup, not that it's cloying, but it's
Well,
cloying to me, is a bit much for me.
I
At least
agree.
as a main. If it's a
Okay.
side, different story maybe.
Yeah, I agree until And that's why I think every time I make anything butternut squash, it is a little spicy. And I think that balances the
Mhm.
act. As Gloss said,
Th
spicy. It
that's fair, yeah, I
I
don't think I've had a
yeah.
spicy butternut soup before.
I think some with butternut squash in I mean, it's good with a lot of spices. I've been using this, like, extra spicy in, like, Szechuan
Mhm.
like, chili crisp, and I think that works well because it also, like, I don't know, gives it another dimension, and the oil helps a lot in that because it's a really oily, like, kinda chili crisp texture thing anyways. And that works great, but I will say one of the weirdest, best combos is just butternut squash roasted with sriracha. I don't know what the fuck magic happens.
Hmm.
Like, I'm not the biggest sriracha guy. I think it's a fine hot sauce, especially, like, if you got white rice and bland chicken, it's way better than nothing else on that motherfucker, right? Like, you just put it on it. Anyways, that combo though, butternut squash sriracha, magnificent. Don't know why.
We'll have to try it sometime.
It's pretty
Yeah, I mean,
good.
I like Lost said, I like to make pasta with, like, goat cheese and butternut squash for sure, a little bit of, like, brown butter sage, um, but yeah, just never just, like, mainlining it as soup is a bit much for me, and I understand that's the wrong opinion, but it is mine. I mean, that's definitely a good option. I guess if you're going traditional, you can take out things like ramen or, like, pozole or
I,
tortilla soup, like, that kinda stuff's not gonna fit, right?
is ramen a soup? I mean, I know it
Of course,
is.
ramen's a
I
soup.
know it is. Is cereal a soup for you?
Yes. You asked the question knowing the
How
answer.
wet can something
Can a
be?
sal
How can a
a soup be?
salad be before it transitions to a soup?
That is a very good question. I don't have the answer off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I think there is definitely a point where cereal goes from being a salad to a soup, and depending on how much milk you pour into it. I think I have my cereal more as a salad than a soup, but I definitely know people who love their soupy cereals.
I
Um,
want no significant standing milk.
right. Yeah, I'm the same way. Um, I'll say this right now, I don't have as strong opinions into salads and soups as I do sandwiches. Like that
Yeah.
was my kind of dissertation.
Yeah.
Um, but I do know there's an answer there.
Yeah.
I'm not the
Here's what I
French onion soup.
yeah,
Ooh.
I saw that. We'll get to that, but I do have to say
Okay.
I used to have the cereal hack of a lifetime. I used to do this when I had more time
Mhm.
to really fuck around for breakfast. I would get, the coffee pour over, like a V60 thing, like a Hario, like you know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Mhm.
I used to put my cereal in that and I'd put it on top of my little metal milk frother jar. And then I just pour the half and half in a little milk over the cereal and and then let it drain through. And then I would just eat that cereal. It's all been moistened by milk. And then I would use the milk in my latte. And it was a beautiful thing.
Okay.
Slightly sweet cereal milk
What
latte.
kind of what kind
Amazing.
of cereal? Because that matters to me.
Well, at that time, I was going through a really big Captain Crunch phase. No berries, just the Captain.
Right.
Um,
Oops, all captain.
oops, all Captain. It's not a mistake. All Captain on
All captain.
purpose.
Period.
Yeah. Um, and I will say also, the Captain in general is a magnificent man. His cereals, I've never met him personally, but I got great respect for the man, even though he did make that one mistake. Pretty big one. I gotta
Killed all
say,
those children.
yeah, a lot of children died in that berry blast.
Yeah.
They don't talk about that. Tried to
No.
really a great marketing campaign though to
Yeah.
just
Good PR people for
yeah
sure.
paper over that tragedy with a nice little oops all berries. It's a fun accident. Yeah, they died, dude. Those kids were
Yeah. I
berry blasted to pieces. Okay. They
Uh,
don't talk about that. You don't see that in the documentary. Um, yeah,
yeah,
but also his, peanut butter
my
guy's
cereal
amazing.
my my cereal taste is old man. I don't do the
Yeah,
kids' cereals.
mainly because old age has, made it so eating I'm gonna go with 1,200 calories worth of peanut butter blasted Candy Crunch in the morning. It's just no longer feasible if I wanna, stay alive and feel not horrible.
And keep both
Um,
your feet.
and also, like, I'm not so old that I can't have enjoyable things like that. I just can't have that and then drink all night too. I've got to
Right,
narrow
you
it
gotta
down
make
to one.
choices.
The
Right.
one bad thing I'm doing to my body is having a couple drinks, okay? Or maybe
Mhm.
3 or 4. But, God, how do we get cereal? The captain? Something oh, uh, so this is old man tech. Dumb shit. I steel cut oats, fucking amazing. Hot
Mhm.
water, just straight out the boiling kettle, right? Blammo
Mhm.
blammo.
Mhm.
A scoop of they make this thing, it's called it's some dumb. It's like PB Fit. It's powdered peanut butter.
Yeah, yeah, I know
Um,
what you're talking about.
I have it because it's excellent for baking. Like if you want to make peanut butter cookies, if you want to make like anything peanut butter, I made a peanut butter custard the other day. It's fucking fantastic. And so I got it for that, not because I'm like trying to get juiced on protein like the rest of America. I'm gonna go out on health advice. Hey gang, don't listen to the internet and try and eat 700 grams of protein a day. That's insane. I don't know why the world thinks we need so much protein all of a sudden. Eat it. It's good. Don't listen to the new fad. Anyways, uh, I put a scoop of that shit in my hot oats and a scoop of jam or jelly. Peanut butter jelly, oats. That's been if I want a breakfast, that's my
Mm.
go-to right now. It's super quick. It's delicious. It's not fucking terrible for you. It's lovely. And I believe a soup, if we're going by your grade. Even though it's more of a
Yeah.
mush, it's so dry. I'm not saying there's not a lot, there's no standing liquid. You could dip this upside down and water would not pour out of it. But for some reason, that's a soup.
Yeah, yeah, I
I
mean, you can
think
have a
it's,
steak for sure.
I think in your system, it might be closer to a sandwich.
Ooh, that's interesting. I'll have to dissect my thoughts on classifying soups and salads as sandwiches as well. Anyway,
Yeah.
French onion soup,
Yeah. Okay. So actually, I think
pretty top tier.
yeah, we can go over here and try and I might just
Oh,
write. Yeah.
we got a tier list.
I might just write. No, I'll get pictures off the internet. One second. Let me just move this around. We're gonna do some work over here. I gotta get this guy set up in a way that I'm happy with it. Put this here. Yeah. What? Blam
Yeah,
blammo.
Gloss says PB&J amongst carbs. Sounds like a sandwich to me. You're not wrong. I
Yeah.
I think
No.
yeah, I think I'm gonna have to look into
Gloss is very correct.
classifying soups and stuff.
Um.
If you're gonna be a minute, I can read off some stuff.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah. I'm just gonna start pulling it up. I just
Sweet,
got it
yeah.
set up here now.
So just submitted in through the submission form, which is down below the video in the description. You can submit your questions or thoughts or
Or
whatever,
cookbook
uh,
recipes.
or cookbook recipes. Gloss let us know that there is, and you might know this, but I did not, a version of the Michelin star system for bars called Pinnacle.
Hmm.
There's actually, from what
Yeah.
I could tell, two bars in Austin that are Pinnacle bars. You have guesses on either of them?
Um. I would think because it's a long established one. There's so many trendy bars in Austin that are there and gone in a year.
Hmm.
Ones that stand the test of time, I would think Midnight Cowboy has a chance. I would think Roosevelt Room has a chance.
Roosevelt Room is one. The other one is called Paper Cut,
Oh,
which I
okay.
haven't heard
Yeah,
of.
yeah.
How do you
I
know
I've
Paper Cut?
heard of it. I haven't been.
Okay, maybe we'll. I doubt they'll let us film in there, uh,
Oh,
with a
no, they
puppet,
won't. Yeah,
especially.
no. They
But
we especially now with robot legs. They'll be confused.
Yeah.
Let me get this going here. I gotta whoop de doop de doop de, and
Yeah.
then
And then Vinny, Big Boss, said, I know you guys were just in Vegas, but are there any local casinos in space or Texas that you guys like to go to?
no.
Uh, Gambling is actually not legal in Texas. Or it is, but like there can't be a house cut or something.
Yeah, there's no real gambling in Texas. This picture's
Yeah.
probably gonna be too big, but we'll resize it
Oh,
so we can start talking about French onion. I'm just gonna knock it right up here on the ass, okay?
yeah.
Uh, so I'm a big French onion guy. I do think
I
caramelizing onions is one of the best cooking techniques you can learn, and to take them so far that it's dangerous is the definition of risk reward when you're there.
mhm.
It's so good. I love cooking French onion soup. I don't know why I like cooking onions like that so much. And I have,
I mean it's delicious. It's deep flavor. You get the melted cheese on top. I mean,
yeah, I have done it now. I've gone deep in the French onion soup game, right? I've done
mhm,
the Adam Repopois. I've done Bourdain's. I've done a bunch of different chefs ones, right? And no
mhm.
one even comes close to touching Julia Childs.
Really?
Julia Childs is a big stuff, a less butter than some of the other guys, which for Julia, crazy work. Um, I think three things set it apart. Two things set it apart. I can't remember. I think it's a, can't remember if it's a port or what's that other sweet, like Spanish wine, like a Mirda. No, that's a French curse word.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh, yeah, I mean, I'm
I
not a
don't necessarily give a
huge,
shit.
huge wine connoisseur,
She at a
but
point, there's you have your um onions deep caramelized, and then you throw in like a spoonful of flour and you give it a couple more minutes, and then you deglaze and mix in with um Madeira. Thank you, glass Madeira. Yeah.
dear.
But I just usually use whatever decent red wine I got on hand. I do think that the flour scoop and then straight into red wine deglaze on the onions makes a big difference. Also, just chop a clove of garlic in half and just rub raw garlic on the crostinis. It
Mm,
imparts so much goddamn garlic flavor. I think that's a big Julia tip. And then third, this one's a little wild. You soup is done. You got your soup in your crock pot. You turn off the heat. And then bam, you pour cognac into it. It's wild, but I fucking love that little touch of alcohol and sweetness in the fucking French onion. Dude, Julio knew what the fuck was up. Best French onion soup I've ever had. And I make a modified version of Julia's these days when I make French onion.
yeah, I will say, the one thing that I do not like about French onion soup is the crostini. I do not like soggy bread, and so, like, any kind of, like, bread sogginess is just not it's kind of a turn off. So, normally, when I do my French onion soup, I'll have bread on the side rather than in the
Um,
actual pot. But,
I agree with the soggy bread thing. I do think though that any French onion soup crostini guy, I think there's actually another word for it. That's actually what they're called, but they're crostinis as far as I'm concerned. The big ass croutons
mhm.
should be so fucking toasted and dehydrated that it's not really gonna get soggy unless you leave it there for like 15 minutes.
I
Um,
agree with you, but also I feel like every time I've had French onion soup prepared by somebody else, it has had soggy bread associated
yeah.
with it. I
I,
agree that I don't think it should be that way. I think my French onion so I don't really follow recipes too often, but when I do, they tend to be, J. Kinsey Lopez Alt.
yeah, he's a legend,
Um,
absolute legend.
yeah, he's got a book called The Food Lab, which is, if you're
Yeah.
into cooking or science or cooking and science, one of my favorite books of all time. He does a bunch of, like, food science experiments and, like, I'm a big fan of, like, doing things at, like, 80% effort and still getting, like or,
Yeah,
even
min
less and still
max.
getting, like yeah, yeah. And so, he'll do things like, "Well, how much does it really matter to bloom your spices?" And it's like, "Oh, quite a bit. You should actually be doing this."
Yeah,
as opposed to like how much does it really
you can
like.
skip this. Yeah.
Yeah, I made, poached eggs once for somebody, and they were like, "Oh, how'd you do that?" And, like, I was like, "It's not complicated." And they're like, "Oh, I heard this, like, this whole thing, like, you gotta put the vinegar in, and then you gotta strain out the egg yolk into, like, a strainer to, like, get all of the, albumin that's not stuck to it off, and then you gotta make a vortex and salt your water." I just crack an egg into a boiling pot of water, and that's it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's the same. I'm like, it's a little less pretty, but it's the same result. So
Um,
anyway, French onion soup,
I do
top
believe
tier.
Kenji's French onion, he also does I think the same thing Julia does, where after you sweat out most of the water from the onions, you add a pinch of sugar in, and it helps speed up caramelization. I
Yeah,
think Kenji
he
does the
he
same with his soup, and
also
that's also a big tip. Julia does it
yeah,
too.
he
It's a good one.
he caramelizes at high speed and
Yeah.
adds water in.
Yeah,
So it's a much faster
I do
caramelization
that to
process.
start mine, because you just, like if you have a good lid, like, kinda like a heavy Dutch oven, you just, like,
Mhm.
essentially pressure cook the water out of the onions, and then you just, like, take the lid off, full fucking heat until, 85% of the water is evaporated, and you do speed up the process a fair bit. Yeah.
So I'm gonna say, I mean, it's teetering between S and A.
No, it's
If
S.
if I mean, if
It's
somebody's
S.
making it for me and they know what they're doing with the bread, it's S.
My thing, I enlarged the photo because I wanted to clarify. When I do the crostini on the bowl, which is pretty rare, I'm not gonna lie. Most of the time I don't. I do it separately and just throw them on top right when I serve it. But when I do it on the bowl, I make sure I cut the bread in a way where it sits on the rim of it and not on the soup,
Mm,
if that makes sense.
okay.
And so
Yeah.
and it's already pre-toasted, so it's not like it sags. And then I just put the cheese over it and melt it a little bit more. And so my crostini is not actually in the soup. It's just above the soup. Might be
I like
lightly
that more.
steamed, but it is not getting blasted. He's an Elgato. Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, I realized that my green screen filter is on and I don't know how to turn it off. So we're
Oh,
just gonna
yeah.
deal with
Your weird ass bottle. Anyways,
that.
S tier. Um, yeah, I don't know what else, man. What other soups can we consider?
Oh, okay. I mean, let's go just write down a list. You got the classic broccoli cheese.
Okay. Let me
Broccoli cheese. You've got the bad stuff that you can get that is like all cheese and some broccoli. And then you got the good stuff where you're like slow cooking and you're like
yeah,
blanching the broccoli and you're using that broccoli water to kind of make a base. I mean, I think there's some really, really good broccoli cheese, but I think the
pull a picture in
default
here.
is not good.
Yeah, I think that's really low
That
floor, high
that
ceiling.
looks yeah, that
This
looks
one looks
like
good.
good broccoli cheese. If your
Yeah,
broccoli cheese is more green than yellow, it's probably decent.
yeah, I'd agree with that. But I've never been truly blown away. I think it's just, I think it's a B out and out. That's a B.
Yeah, I would agree with
I
that.
think it has
Broccoli ch
both like D and A
people
potential, but
people in the chat seem surprised, so I'm wondering if this is an American thing or a Southern thing. But yes, broccoli cheese soup, you can get it at restaurants. It's not a thing that we made up.
yeah.
Um, is chili I mean, I know that chili is a soup, but would you classify chili as a soup in the same way that you would classify the rest of these?
No, because I think chili ranges in that case from S to F. It is like a type of thing, you
Yeah,
know?
that's fair. No 2
Um,
chilies are really even
yeah.
similar. Okay, okay.
I think you could narrow it down to a regional style. Like you could probably say like Alabama chili. I don't know what that is, right? But like if you have a more specific chili, yes. But I think chili as a whole is too broad of a category.
Mhm.
It's almost like just
Well,
saying like red soup. It's like that's not enough for me to.
right, right. Yeah, I have that, like it's kind of like a New Mexico kind of mole chocolate chili that I make every time we go camping.
Yeah, huge.
But
Um,
I don't think that that
yeah, but
fits.
that's
I mean,
so
I
far
think that
out of
that's
chili. Like, I think
Yeah,
still.
yeah.
Traditional chili is not meant to have any texture, like any hunks of anything in it too,
I
or
disagree, but yeah, I
beans,
mean,
and like
yeah, I
it's
know.
so fucking boring. I know. I do.
Yeah. Okay.
Um
I
Now
mean,
I got a personal favorite
okay.
that I do make a lot, and I think it's gonna be contentious. Let me see if I can get the yeah. Okay. That's bullshit, but it's close enough. I'm working here. I'm working here.
Okay, so sticking with Thanksgiving, just throwing
I
out
make
some. You've
split pea soup, kind of similar
That's
to
what I
this
was
one,
about to say.
like crazy. I think this is my
Okay.
personal number one soup. Um, and I do because it was involved in a cookbook club thing some time ago where we did the French Laundry,
Uh-huh.
and they have a split pea soup that is similar to this one. And it's fan fucking tastic. And so I kind of make a version of the French Laundry split pea soup, which, if you don't
Okay,
know,
can
is a
I
long standing 3 Michelin star restaurant in the
yeah,
San Francisco
fantastic.
area. I
Mhm.
would like to go one day.
Okay, so couple quick questions,
Yeah.
because I was about to say split pea soup, but I will also say I hate split pea soup. This looks more like a pea puree.
Yeah. Well,
Do
the
you make it with ham?
I kind of do two things, right? So like the real French Laundry one is like just a little too time intensive. It is kind of worth it
Mhm.
for a special occasion. Like for this, I would make it. Um, A, you got to blanch all your peas. That's
Okay.
not that hard, but still keep it really
I
green so that it doesn't turn it. Because a lot of times you get split pea soup and it's kind of a yellowy green. It's not an appetizing color.
mhm,
If you salt and blanch, you can keep a really strong green. And like this, it's not necessarily a puree. I mean, it is, but the big trick that, and they even say in it, and is Thomas Keller is the guy who is the chef and owner of French Laundry. He says like adding luxury to food in this recipe. He talks about luxury to food is a lot of straining. Um,
mhm.
and you strain it through fine sieves and like push it through fine sieves like 6 times or some dumb shit. I had to buy a Tanis and a what's a chinois. Like, I had to
Mm,
buy multiple sieve types to make the fucking soup that this guy just to strain it different times at different fineness, okay?
yeah.
Um, in the addition of like a creme fraiche and a little oil on top and stuff is nice. So I kind of do that, but I
No
have the
ham?
modifications. For me, if I'm making the soup for myself, I do really tiny matchstick spam.
Nope, I'm out.
Spam is one of the best things ever made.
I will
It's
do
incredible.
that soup that is on screen that looks like it has no chunks of anything in it, and it's just pureed peas that are, cooked well and sieved, and it's got, oil and cream and creme fraiche, whatever. It's yeah, I'll do that. But if you're talking about like any kind of lumpy ass pea soup with pieces of ham or God, spam in it, absolutely not. That
Spam
is
is
that is F tier. So you're gonna have to fight
when's
me
the
on that
last time you had spam?
one. 3 weeks ago.
And you hate it?
Yes.
Why?
I just don't like the taste or the texture.
But
It's a personal
and
opinion.
the
I mean, what do you
texture
want me to do here?
the taste and the texture are fantastic.
I disagree.
Maybe they're making it wrong. Anyways, I do little
Maybe.
spam, like really like pan fried, crunchy little
Claus
matchsticks
says
on top.
the idea of pea soup with lumps just gives me Exorcist vibes. I can't. I agree. Gross.
Yeah, you kind of want it pretty thin. I don't do all the straining, but I definitely get it in the blender for a long time, and it's
I will
very
I will make
puree
you
esque.
I will make you a deal. If you are putting the matchstick spam on top where I can easily take it out with my spoon, I will
Yeah,
let you go as high as an A.
I do it with mashed chick spam, little scoop of sour cream, and like lao gama, you know that lady, the chili crisp
Mm-mm.
lady. I do lao
Oh,
gama
oh,
chili
yeah, yeah, yeah.
crisps. I do the oil from that. I do the drizzle of that oil on top.
Okay, okay.
That's
Yeah,
how I
I'll
do it.
let you I'll let you take it to an
You're
A,
you're
but there's
you're
no
a
way.
piece of shit, but that's an S tier soup right there. You're just a you know what I think about people that don't like spam?
What?
They're bourgeois, classist haters. You just think it's poor people food, so you don't like it.
No,
Yeah, I
no.
think you're
I grew up on it, Mog.
yeah, and
You
so
were
now
there.
you look back and you
Eating our
say, "I'm better
sausages
than
and spam.
spam." You're telling yourself that internally, your subconscious, your ego won't let you eat spam and enjoy it, even though it's you, Austin. Spam is you. God, it's fucking
Spam is
good.
me.
I love spam. Spam is one of the best. Like, if somebody's like, you can have 5 things in your pantry, spam is on the list. I, for most of my life, thought it was
For the
disgusting
for the
garbage.
purposes of surviving, like, an apocalypse, sure.
I thought spam was gross and nasty and like
It
meat in
is.
a can is like fucked up. And then I don't know. I grew up and like stopped being a classist bourgeoisie person and was like, wait a second, this is a fucking
Alright. I I'm about
magnificent
I'm
product.
about to break kayfabe here. If you were really telling me that you are like, "Oh, yeah, I'm not, like, classist,
No, I'm not
walking around with
classist
your
at all.
expensive ass shoes and your
That's different.
nice cars and your
That's different.
plebeian
Nice
blockers."
cars. I've only ever owned used cars
I'm just saying,
and
I happen to
spaceships.
know
No, I
for a
love
fact.
spam. I just think people
Uh-huh.
hate spam because you're classist. Um,
Sure,
what's the
sure.
next soup? Give us the next soup.
You got classic tomato. I would say probably just take tomato out and put in
No.
tomato basil. You need to have some kind of complexity to it.
I think if the soup and see, this is where your broad and rigid definitions come into a cantilever. They cause a fulcrum on opinion here. I think a soup that requires a sandwich companion isn't even really a soup worth considering.
I don't think it require I think you can have a nice tomato basil by itself, but I understand what you're saying.
It's the only soup I've ever known to come as with a sandwich garnish, and I know you technically would say the crostini on top of a French onion is a sandwich
Mhm.
as well, but that's where you're
Absolutely.
wrong. Um,
Okay.
and I think it's unnecessary. I mean, it's good. I just rather have a fresh loaf of bread that I dip in it, which is typically how I make the French onions, is with a loaf on the side, not with a
Mhm.
crostini. Crostini, really, the crostini and cheese is for presentation. Also, if you go make
I mean,
Julia's recipe, double the onions. I'm a big onion guy. She doesn't have enough onions in it. I know sacrilege, but double the onions.
yeah, I mean, I would put tomato soup in the B category right there next to broccoli cheese. I think
Mhm.
it's fine. It has its applications, but, like,
Yeah, I'm not even bringing it on the list. Okay.
you're not even gonna
Um.
put it on the list. Wow, okay.
Okay, I'll get the picture. Let me tomato basil.
Tomato basil, yeah, specifically, I think a nice creamy tomato basil. Um,
See, this
I mean,
image I'm
you've
gonna bring in is bullshit. It's bullshit. This makes me let me tomato basil. Let me blammo. Um, this
yeah,
looks
nice tomato
wonderful,
basil.
croutons,
Of course.
but this looks more like a tikka masala kind of thing. I don't know. It's fine.
It's heavy on the cream.
Yeah, that's the thing. It this soup, a tomato basil that is tomato and basil is good. It's a C. A tomato basil with enough cream to make it this color is a B. And yeah, turns out if something's like 40% cream, it
It's
rules.
pretty good. Yeah.
You have to
So
add enough
speaking
fat to balance out all the acid of the tomatoes, and that takes a lot of fat, and that's not a bad thing. I'm just saying it's like
yeah.
it's a thing,
So
albeit.
so speaking of cream, you've
Yeah.
got potato soup.
Yeah. So potato soup, interesting one. I think that potato soup, there's like a very, very, very American potato soup that is like, it's got
Bacon and cheese
bacon,
and
chives,
yeah,
like
yeah,
Colby Jack cheese on top. I don't necessarily care for it. And then I feel like
agree.
there's potato like Irish stew.
Mhm,
Different thing. Potato stew shit is incredible.
mhm.
The like here, okay, I'm getting an image right now. The Judeo-Christian potato soup right here. Eh,
Right.
eh, it's okay.
I I would honestly put it as at a C.
Yeah, I'm
It's
fine with
just
that.
not it's like fast food to me almost. It's like the fast food of soup.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine. Um, Now, see, we need to talk about soups. I did see. I think I got the image. One second. One second. Yeah, I saw this. Part of me when I was looking for soups to make, I got this served to me. Some tier list by some uh the War Kitchen or some shit on Twitter, right? But
Mm.
they got some stuff. We can maybe just like speed run
Okay.
this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's just talk through this real
Let's start at
quick.
the bottom. Do we agree? Corn chowder is a C. No, I don't agree. That's higher. That's better. Black
Corn
bean.
chowder is very good. I think that we're from the South, so we probably like it a
Yeah.
bit more than other people. Black
Also,
beans
it,
does not sound like a soup.
we got
That
we
just
got
sounds like
one
black
in.
beans.
What happened to your camera?
Oh, well, you were doing
Oh,
your
you
thing,
just
so I
turned it
thought I
off
could.
while you could. Okay. Um,
Yeah.
no. Let me draw this below these guys really quick, and then we can have it.
Canned seed oils.
That's it. I think that's got to be a joke or something. Nobody's eating that as soup. Um, I don't want to
You're
get
hungry now.
sidetracked on day one, assignment one, but corn in the way America views corn is like this yellow sweet thing, and it's good in its own right. But corn has many other dimensions. In I know Austin, you'll agree with me here. America's idea of a corn tortilla is dog shit, and that's why all of us eat tacos with flour tortillas. But if you go to a real restaurant that uses real fucking corn, the corn tortilla is one of the best fucking things you'll ever put in your mouth. You need corn
Yes.
varietals. America has done a tragedy to corn. We've astroturfed the corn industry to be one type of fucking corn, and I'm upset about it. I need a corn variety. Don't even fucking talk to me about humuli or whatever, that the big corn. No, I'm talking
Hominy.
red corn, black corn, brown corn. We need colors in a corn, okay? Not just
Mhm.
yellow. Anyways, corn high horse speech over. I'm done soup boxing. You like that? That's a joke.
Soup boxing.
I'm
Yeah.
done soup box. Yeah, black bean. I don't know what you can say about it. I mean, it's fine, whatever. I don't
Uh,
know. Irish Colcannon.
it's kinda like a cabbage potato based soup. It's fine.
Okay,
I would put it probably at a B. I think it's a bit better than a
yeah.
C. I
Port
so I think corn chowder and
anything on this Portuguese bean?
never had it. I'm sure I can imagine it. Again, really bean heavy soups are not really my thing unless it's a chili. It's gotta have spice and meat and tomato, and then I can do it.
Um, Portuguese
Split pea,
bean
you see your
soup.
boy.
I see has a both macaroni and sausage in it. It seems to be a lot more. Let me go down.
Hmm.
It's got beans, macaroni, sausage. Okay, so it's 2 pounds spicy Portuguese sausage slice, ham hock, onions, water, carrots, potatoes, small head of cabbage, a can of tomato sauce, kidney beans,
A whole
and
can.
macaroni. Interesting. So it's a very porky bean soup. That seems way better than C. Split pea, we already know they're fucking
Yeah,
liars.
probably
That's
should.
why this list is shit. Um, Potato, whatever, vegetable. Vegetable, I don't think is something you can call. That's like you can't just say vegetable soup. What the fuck are you like?
Yeah,
Unless you're talking
you gotta
Campbell's.
define it.
If this is defining Campbell's, sure, maybe, but no, that's not a thing. Okay, let's just start with minestrone. I don't care for minestrone. The
Mm-mm.
fact that chicken gnocchi, any gnocchi soup should probably start at A tier. Gnocchis is one of the best things ever invented.
Yeah, I think you're using it wrong. I don't think it should be in a soup. That's just my opinion. I mean, like, yeah, sure, go for it, live your life, but I mean, like, you don't need to put it in broth.
Um, Lentil, I think lentil is like vegetable. There's too many. There's like dal,
Mhm,
and like there's
sure.
so many lentil soups that I don't know about this one. I think it's a little bullshit to even categorize it.
Mhm.
Coquito? What's a coquito?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's another bean-heavy soup, and
I'm
I
researching.
don't really know if it's like I think it's like chickpeas and like
Oh, coquito is a
yeah.
term used for various traditional hearty stews, parentheses, not typically a light soup, from Spanish speaking regions. They generally feature a rich broth simmered with a combination of meats, vegetables, and often chickpeas. The specific ingredients and preparation vary significantly by country and region. Okay. They look
Yeah, I mean, that's
pea good. Um,
I would eat it, but I have
yeah,
never, like,
had
had it,
it, so I
and
can't.
if I've had it, I've had it once, so I can't
Yeah,
really like
on our tier list, we have a haven't tried it, and that's right where that
oh,
goes.
okay, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
so yeah, miso. I think I know actually. This is a miso variant, I believe. I might be. No, it's an Indonesian soup. What am I thinking of?
Okay, I was gonna say it kinda looks like ramen, but that just shows my ignorance.
Misoto is a spicy, fragrant Indonesian noodle soup featuring a rich yellow chicken broth infused with spices like turmeric and lemongrass. Oh, so
That sounds
it
good.
is very ramen-esque. Like it's
Yeah.
super duper ramen. This is Indonesian ramen is what I'm getting here. It's got the egg, it's got their chashu thing, which is doesn't look like pork, looks like a veggie fritter. This looks like it fucks. I'm looking at pictures right now. Misoto looks good, but for today's purposes, not a Thanksgiving vibe.
No, absolutely
Have you ever had this Vori Vori?
not. Isn't that what the artist draw with, like, Sonic the Hedgehog and
Yeah, yeah.
no,
This looks like matzo ball
I've never
soup.
even heard of it. It
Vori
does,
Vori de
but,
pollo.
I've
Okay. It is a Spanish dumpling
huh.
soup. It is Spanish chicken and dumplings, or
Oh, okay.
Paraguay's chicken and dumpling soup. This looks really interesting. Let me
I like chicken and dumpling. That was definitely one of those, alongside with Spam, one of those meals I
yeah.
grew up with a lot as a kid,
Pulling over
chicken
it.
and
Look at
dumpling.
this. The way this Vori Vori looks. That looks good. Got the dumpling guys in it. Got a bunch of I don't know why this one bowl's got 2 spoons, but,
You gotta share it,
a
man.
lot of veg, a broth. That looks like something that's not that unhealthy for you. Delicious, and some soups lack a substance that leaves you feeling like you've actually eaten anything, and this does not seem to be
Mhm.
the soup. I think that's a strong A tier soup, but never having had it. Chinese spicy sour, I do quite enjoy. It's a nice soup.
Never had it.
It's good. I mean, you've had, um like the in Chinese American restaurants, you get the sweet and sour like egg drop soup. It's like kind of the same
Mhm.
broth base, but with a spice in it. Yeah, it's like that, but really lemony or like acidic. They add a lot of for the sour. It's pretty good. I've had it before at
Mm.
Crystal took us to a dim sum place and we had it. It was pretty good. We also had some black.
After after the wedding?
No, no, no. It's more recent than that.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
had some black sesame vinegar like meatball thing too that was just banging out of control. Anyways, caldo de res. The
I
fuck is
think
it?
it's put it up there, probably A. I think B is
I
a
don't. I've never
disservice to
had it.
most of these soups. Really?
Mexican beef soup is what it is. Damn,
Mm.
that looks pretty good. They got
Yeah, it is pretty
jalapenos in
good.
that motherfucker too. Okay, all right, all right, all right. Yeah, looks good. Um, Haria, Haria, Harira. This looks like
Eh,
another. We're learning today. We're learning, chat. Traditional
yeah, I mean,
hearty Moroccan soup that is rich in
Moroccan, okay.
flavor and nutrients. It's a national soup of Morocco.
Okay.
There's has an
I mean,
egg
I
in,
like a
like this looks nothing like the actual soup. I think that it's, like, maybe AI generated garbage, it's hard to tell. But see, they
yeah,
got
I
an
I
egg
was
in
gonna
it
say
and
that
stuff, and, like
with the pumpkin up there, it looks like
yeah,
somebody was like, "Oh,
yeah. Either they got cute with the bowl or yeah,
it's probably AI."
who knows?
Yeah, that looks like some kinda, like
Yeah, cream of crab with 2 lobster claws in it. It looks like lobster claws that are tridents.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cream of crab, fine. I think you could do more interesting things. If you got a bunch of crab meat and you're just putting it in, like, a cream-based soup, I
Yeah,
think you could have more fun with it, but
I
sure.
I think there is something to be said about, like, okay, you've eaten the crab and you want a good use for the shell and all the other bits, and yes,
Oh,
making
yeah,
it
yeah, yeah. If you're
making a
making a
nice
base, like, seafood
seafood
stock.
stock and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
blending it with a starchy, like, potato and adding cream. Yeah, great. That is a great use. In that sense, it's great because 'cause you're using scrap, and so it's a
Mhm.
top tier soup, and the fact that it's, like, efficient with your shopping, right?
Just because I know it's not on here, how do you feel about those, like, never-ending soups, those 100-year soups?
Oh, I mean, I like the idea, but I can't imagine past a certain point. Like, I think a 2-year-old soup is gonna be pretty much the same shit as 100. Like, there's not like a
Yeah.
I think you pretty quickly unlock the maximum depth of flavor.
Yeah,
I mean, I could be
I'm
wrong, and
there's this guy
it's
on
fun.
TikTok that yeah, there's this guy on TikTok that I'm following, and he's doing it right now, and I think has spent the last 6 days trying to unfuck his soup because he added something to it that just made it taste awful, and so every day he's
Yeah.
like, "Ah, it's almost back to normal."
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
you could definitely screw it up. We already
broccoli cheddar
talked brock
and
cheddar.
tomato.
Yeah, already
Yeah,
talked sausage,
but
that's too generic. Red pepper
yeah, that
bisque, nobody's ever made a red pepper bisque before. Are they talking bell peppers? What?
yeah.
I I've never even
I've
heard of
heard
that.
of it. I've never tried it.
Look at this
I
ramen
do wanna
ass looking lobster bisque, dude. Fuck AI. They're making fucking our soup up.
that looks the exact same as that Moroccan
Oh,
soup.
literally, they copy pasted it. Maybe they
You
just
can't
use
trick
this as
me.
like a yeah, fucking what the fuck? See, AI would have made a different one, but that literally is the same,
At least use the cream of crab for the lobster bisque.
right? The trident claws. Anyways,
Um,
beef and
lobster bisque,
barley. Oh, go ahead.
okay, beef and barley, I'm a big fan of using, like, different types of grains in soups.
Yeah.
I make kakaliki a lot, which is a, Scottish soup.
Ah.
Uh, so yeah, like, I think that sounds good. That kinda sounds like it just, like a beef stew is one of those things, like, you could put a ton of different stuff in it, so it depends on the recipe, but yeah, I think as a base, I dig it.
Um.
Lobster bisque, absolutely not. Actually, the only time I've ever had lobster bisque, it tasted like throw up, so I'm gonna say no.
Okay. Tom Yum. Great soup.
Yes.
Thai soup. I will say wholeheartedly overshadowed by its cousin, which better be on this list, Tom Kha, which is the same soup but with coconut milk added. Um,
I prefer Tom Kha to Tom Yum.
Tom Kha blows it out the water. Chili, not a soup. Pumpkin.
I
I don't care. It's fine.
yeah.
It's just whatever. A good wonton soup, truly amazing. Better than B tier. They're liars.
Mhm.
Miso.
C. I would drop that, I think that's too
Really?
high. Miso's fine. I like miso as an ingredient. As a soup, it's just kinda like, "Hey, you want some, like, lightly flavored water with some gelatinous cubes that taste like nothing?"
I
Your
think
food will be out in a minute.
I think, yeah,
Like
in the traditional, like, use of I think at least us here in the States get miso is before a hibachi meal, like, it's the only time you see miso soup. Uh,
mhm.
it is a nice little wet your palate appetizer. I like
Yeah,
salty water. Good.
it's
But
fine,
yeah,
it's just I
it's
think
nothing
B is a bit
special.
high.
Yeah, it's nothing special. Oh, Tom Kha Guy, there you go.
Tom Kha yep, right there,
Legendary,
Italian wedding.
legendary. Italian wedding, okay. Egg drop,
I think that could be a B.
I think egg drop is something I imagine I've never actually had a good one of, but who's to say?
Yeah, I like the mouthfeel, but that's about it.
That's a dangerous pasta. Caldo verde.
Um, yeah, I don't really have most like Latin soups. I don't have strong opinions on outside of like pozole. So I think they're all fine. I don't think I would go out of my way if I'm going to a restaurant that serves like legit, you know, south of the American border food. I'm not gonna waste my order on soup because they have so many delicious things.
Uh, I don't know if I agree with that take, but I do see where your heart's at there. Yeah. Um, Sopa albondigas. Never had it. Lagman.
I don't
Um,
even know what that is.
Lagman.
Lag
It seems like it might be. Oh God. Central Asian dish. The people. Who's the Philippines? I thought because they have a lot of stuff that starts with la. Eh, seems okay. Often spicy sauce, but okay. Bon
noodle
con.
pulled noodle dish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like most Vietnamese soups outside of
The big pho.
pho. Yeah, I'm not a
Yeah,
pho
pho.
fan.
I've had a handful of Vietnamese soups. Pho seems kind of like the most boring of them all.
Yeah.
Um, Oya base. This looks like a big seafood soup.
I almost bet you there's no seafood in it. I almost bet you that's just AI or whatever their image is being completely wrong. I don't know for a fact, but
No, it do be looking like that. It's got big old clams in it and big
okay,
old
okay,
prawns in
okay.
it. This looks
It
very
is a
traditional
fish
Provençal
soup.
fish stew originating from the port city of Marseille, France. Okay. Potato
Okay.
leek, a banger.
Yep.
Beef,
Potatoes, lake, you can't go
yeah.
wrong.
Beef udon,
Some
another
cheese.
banger.
Yep.
Pho, it's just
Drop it
fine.
down.
Yeah, I could go with B. Pozole,
S
big one.
tier.
Yeah,
It is S tier until you make it menudo. I know that's an unpopular opinion. Probably not for our chat unless there's a bunch of Latinos in the chat. I love pozole. You make it menudo, it drops for me because I cannot handle awful and intestines and stomach and stuff.
what did I
It's
say,
not fun.
chat? Classist.
How is that classist?
Won't eat the poor people food.
No, I mean, I'll eat chicken hearts and gizzards and
Nah,
stuff
awful
and
is,
like
yeah. Awful is a little weird. The tripe,
the the,
little
the
meh.
spongy texture is what gets to
Yeah,
me. It's
yeah,
not the
yeah. Well,
flavor at
I
all.
don't
It's
know.
the
It's not the
texture.
spongy
It's like
because, like,
blah.
well, I do guess I like sweetbreads, but the texture of them is weird. But they're still delicious. They're like land scallops.
I'm almost that same way with what is it anari, the like Ethiopian bread.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm talking about? Like
Yeah,
that almost sets me off. So
yeah,
like it's definitely a texture thing for me. But
yeah.
pozole, fantastic,
Pozole
especially if
lit.
you're sick. It's one of the
Yeah,
best.
big corn. It's got fresh green on it most of the time. Little diced lettuce on top a lot of times. Little man, I had one where they had a bunch of fucking like radish slivers on top. Bang
Mm.
Todd. Um, Avgoli Mano. I don't know about
There's a
this guy.
golem in there.
Oh my god.
So okay,
You gonna keep the Nazarites away? Is that what they
a AV that gives me avian, right? So bird, golem is of the earth, and then mono means one. So one egg earth, one earth egg soup. So it's egg soup.
Avgole Mano is a family of sauces and soups made from egg yolk and lemon juice, mixed
Let's
with broth,
go.
heated until they thicken. Can
Look
be
at
used
that.
to
Look at that
Avgole Mano can be used to
linguistic
thicken
skills.
soups and stews. Okay. It's used in some Greek cooking. Cool, man. Sounds good. There's some I will say this looks good. What is it?
Yeah.
Oh God, what do I always do the is it a béarnaise? What the fuck is the thing where you mix butter equal parts butter and flour
A
together?
roux.
No. Ruse when you
That's not a
cook it.
roux? Oh, just, like, straight up mix it raw?
Yeah, you do it in a lot to thicken a lot of, like, anything that's like a Escoffier,
Mhm.
derivative. Well, who is an OG French chef who did a big school, yada, yada, yada. Anything that's a Escoffier derivative uses is it Béarnaise? What is this thing called? Yes,
Raw
Béarnaise.
flour. Béarnaise.
Yes. No, Béarnaise sauce is a different. There's a technique that is literally you just fold the flour and butter together, and then you use it in a soup to thicken.
Beurre beurre Meunier.
Bearnaise. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Meunier. Sorry, I'm not French.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Uh Anyways, that is my go-to soup thickener, and it's a fantastic thing. You'd think, why not just add a spoonful of butter and a spoonful of flour? No, then you get a weird oil on top clumpy thing going on. You mix them
Mhm.
together. I don't know the fucking science there, but it works a lot better. It takes a little bit of time. It's fantastic. Laksa. Um,
Alright, so I'm gonna try to do the thing I did with the last one. The only thing that I know that sounds like that is, like, a Jewish potato cake. So I'm gonna say it's potato
latkes.
based.
Nah.
No?
Iconic Malaysian spicy coconut soup. I bet that guy fucks.
Okay,
It looks
okay.
like spicy coconut ramen. It's big noodle soup. It's got the whole like, oh, we've got something here, something here. Um, Damn, that looks good. We gotta find somewhere to go get laksa.
You said it's what area?
Malaysian.
Malaysian. I don't know of any Malaysian restaurants around here, but we'll have to keep that
Gloss
open.
is backing it up. It's got the Gloss stamp of approval on laksa.
Alright, well, yeah, definitely
We
have to
have to go
try it
try
then.
it. Okay. French onion, we've already decided. Amazing. Cream of
Yeah.
mushroom. I am
It's an ingredient for me. I mean, like,
oh
I'm
no,
not
I
against it,
disagree.
but yeah.
I don't agree at all. I think mushrooms can stand out on their own. I do think that mushrooms to have, I guess, unique mushroom flavor, like minus, just like white cap mushrooms, portobellas, and the like average ones you get at the store. If you want unique mushrooms, they're quite expensive. And so
Mhm.
I think if I was gonna make it with like, getting that, although I have done a big mushroom stock where you go to like any Asian superstore worth its salt, and you get the dried up mushroom mix, which is mainly shiitakes and stuff. That makes a really good base. But aside from that, if you want interesting mushrooms in it, like a lion's mane or something, it's a fucking pricey soup. And for me, making a good cream of mushroom doesn't come out fiscally responsible, but I do like it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I use it as an ingredient in other recipes. I'm not against having it, but I mean,
Yeah. Ramen, this is A, right? I think ramen's fine with A. It is
yeah.
amazing, but it's also like it's
It's
not
also
the
dependent on ingredients as well.
it doesn't, to me, such a noodle heavy soup
Mhm.
doesn't contain the essence of soup that I'm looking for. When I think, "Oh, I'm in the mood for soup," I'm thinking something that, not that I don't want to, but really chewing is optional. And in a ramen, chewing is not optional. So I don't know. It doesn't have the essence of soup for me. And I think once again, this is where we're gonna say, hey, dog, this is bullshit AI. Who's ever heard of a clam miso? What the fuck? Clam miso? What are you doing, War Kitchen?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, I would try it, but I've
Well,
never
yeah,
heard of
I'd
it, and
try
it
it, but
also
I don't think that's a thing, really.
yeah.
I could be wrong. Colon skink.
Mhm. Definitely.
Colon skink sounds like a medical thing you have where you can't poop because there's a kink in your colon.
It's another Scottish I will say Scottish, dishes tend to have funny sounding names to
Yeah.
Americans, I think, but Colon Sink is, it's a haddock-based, like,
Ooh.
potato,
Oh,
soup. It's
I
very good.
like. Interesting.
Yeah, I think there's, like, a very specific type of haddock that, like, it's like one of those champagne things, like, you can't
Yeah,
if it's the same, but if it's not from the region, it's technically not Cullen skink, and I think it might be called something else, but
yeah.
it's very good. Highly
Um,
recommend.
I would, although I've only had it a couple times in my life, I would disagree with this. Zupa is maybe S tier. Zupa is very good.
I am making that this weekend.
Oh yeah,
I
Zupa is
request yeah.
super.
My
Yes,
partner requested it, so I'm gonna make it for
yeah.
the first time.
I would agree. A gazpacho done well with good oil on top. You really need a decent olive oil. Is a fucking just. Ooh, especially I had one at a fancy ass restaurant, right? Where
Mhm.
it was the gazpacho, but they did like a they had like a white creme fraiche cream fat kind of drizzle on it, and a really like salty tart basil drizzle with the oil as well, and so it had this like triple drizzle thing, and oh man, it was hitting right. Clam chowder, wild to have it up here. It can be this good. I would say
I had
most
clam
clam chowder is
chowder
not.
I had clam chowder from, Hikes Point, the
Mm,
the the
Seattle, yeah.
fish market in Seattle, and it was really good, and that's the only time I was ever in my entire life like, clam chowder is good." Every other time it's been like, this is kinda
Yeah.
nasty."
Last time I
So,
was in Baltimore, I had a clam chowder because 'cause you're there and they have clams, and it did hit pretty fucking good. Yeah. But it I think
most
is,
most of the time, I think it's a sea soup.
if you can't see a large body of water that clams live in from the location you're eating the clams chowder at, probably not worth your time. I think that's fair. Borscht, probably the most famous Russian food.
Mhm.
I've never had it.
You never had it?
I've never had borscht. Yeah, there's not a
It's
lot of Russian
fine.
restaurants, you know? You don't you I don't even know if there's I've never seen one in town. The Russians are not known for the culinary prowess.
I mean, you've got, like, stroganoff, that's Russian, right?
I think we all struggle. Never mind. Um,
Hey.
hey,
Yeah, I mean, Gloss said earlier, she has no interest in cold soup, and I'm kinda on the same page.
I disagree,
It's
but
it's fine, but I think putting it up at S makes it kinda crazy.
yeah, grandma's chicken is a wild thing to say.
I would rather have so many other chicken soups,
I don't even
and,
know
like,
how you
chicken
categorize grandma's chicken. Like, is this like if I Google gram or they just mean like the atypical thought of chicken soup that your grandmother
I
would
think when
make?
you're saying grandma's chicken, you're saying, like, chicken noodle with, like, carrots and celery, like, just very stereotypical chicken noodle soup.
Yeah.
I think you need
Oxtail.
to make it more interesting.
I
Yes, absolutely
assume
S
they're
tier.
meaning like the Jamaican, Trinidadian kind of oxtail soup, which
Yeah,
in my life I've had a couple of times. I've had a very bad one from a very
really?
unreputable rundown place, and I've also had what was clearly an S tier food. And so I assume that was it done right, and it deserves the spot in S. Oxtail soup, bang hard, super cool. Yeah. Sop Conroe. Huh.
And got nothing.
I'm hitting the goog on it. Uh, Conroe is an Indonesian rib soup originating with the Makassarasi people of South Sulawesi. Usually, this soup was made with ribs, such as spare ribs of beef, as main ingredients, and the soup is brown black in color and eaten either with barisa or ketupat, cut into bite-sized pieces.
I mean, I'd try it.
I mean, yeah, I'd try any. It looks pretty fucking good. Let me get a picture going on. Let me bring a picture in so we can see what the actual soup we're talking about is right here. Blammo. Look at that bad motherfucker right there. Right? Looking pretty good. Austin, you muted yourself.
I said, "Oh, they said rib soup," and they were
They weren't playing. That's some
yeah,
Fred Flintstone soup right there.
right?
Yeah.
Like,
Uh,
damn,
Zurich, I know of a little bit, but I've never actually had it.
that's the, like, porridge one, right?
Yeah. It does have an egg in it, typically, I believe. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've ever had it, but
It
I would try it.
is. And I think they're using these words in a way that we don't need them to be used. Uh, but sour cereal breakfast soup. Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
think
a.
they mean sour, like, more like a sourdough.
Do
It's like a
they?
fermented,
They
right?
must, but it does
I think
look
it's a
good.
fermented soup. Yeah, I would definitely try that. But I've never had it, so I can't speak to it.
A traditionally and highly popular Polish sour rye soup. Its distinctive
Mm,
tangy flavor comes from a fermented rye flour. So you're very correct. Yes, it is that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
This hearty, fortifying soup is enjoyed year round, but is a staple of the traditional Polish Easter breakfast. Okay. Yeah.
Mm. So so maybe a contender. Well, no, I mean, I guess Easter
Is in like
typically is
March.
spring
Yeah.
holiday. So
Uh
so let's
opposite.
take a look back at all of the soups that we have on this list here.
Yeah, well, we didn't put most of them on because it started to get difficult to
No,
do it,
no, no.
but
I mean this big one you got here.
yeah, yeah. Well, let me replace them. Oh, that was a different one. Okay. These are all the ones we did, which is not many. We
No, no, no.
did.
Yeah, I'm saying go back to this other tier list here.
Oh, the big one? Okay, one
The
second.
big one.
Let me take these down again. Okay, one second. Okay, all right. The big tier list, soup tier list. Let me shrink them.
All right. So a lot of these are just not the right vibe for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, not the right vibe. No one's bringing a
I
fucking ramen to Thanksgiving. That's insane. That's absolute. Even though ramen's fucking wonderful and everybody loves ramen, you're not bringing it to Thanksgiving. That the vibes are off. They don't match. Unless turkey
no,
chashu.
no, no.
Are you sure? Now that I'm thinking about making Thanksgiving ramen, ooh, a little ball of stuffing in it, Austin. Thanksgiving ramen. Oh shit, Thanksgiving ramen.
Okay.
Shoot, hey, write that down for a video idea.
Here, okay, I
Write it
was about to
down. Well,
say,
I'm not doing it for this, but write down. We're gonna make
right.
Thanksgiving ramen.
What you did
That's the
is you
first
created
gluttony challenge.
yeah, you've made it a food challenge, not necessarily a good
Yeah, 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 yeah,
recipe.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
is definitely a food challenge. And we can Thanksgivify a bunch of different foods,
Yeah, I think
but
we should do Thanksgiving ramen. I don't know
yeah,
what kind of
okay.
noodles you use, but oh,
I
dumplings.
yeah. I mean, you got some options there. I would probably go something potato based.
Ooh, yeah.
Trying to figure out how do you incorporate the cranberry or any kind of like
I think you probably just have some craisins on top.
hmm, interesting. So to answer your question, I think your front runners maybe a gazpacho, a French onion, some kind of potato-based potato leek, something, or
I
a
Gazpacho's
pea
out.
soup. Okay,
Yeah, I
cut
mean,
that out.
it's if maybe if it's 95 out on Thanksgiving, then I'll Gazpacho can rejoin the conversation, but it's almost
I mean,
certainly
it's
gonna be fucking
Texas.
cold.
It's
I know,
ah,
but it's still typically not. I want Gazpacho in the summer. It's even if it's
mhm,
like fall out, it's 70 out. It's not Gazpacho weather, so
mhm, mhm.
man.
So here's the thing, and it's unfortunately the way that I've been leaning this whole time from the very beginning when you asked me the question. And Gloss kind of points out my exact thinking. Thanksgiving's heavy, so do you want a lighter soup with more punchy flavor to cut through that richness? And I don't think potato soup's going to do that.
It's not.
I think potato soup's too heavy.
I
I think you got to go with the split pea soup, bud.
But
I think
this main group of people were all in this cookbook thing with me where I made the French laundry split pea. And so they've
so
already
you've
kind
already
of
done it.
experienced what I would do to amp it up and make it
Okay.
Thanksgiving, you know?
Right. I forgot about the impress factor.
Yeah, because you do want
Are
to cook to
are
impress.
some, most, any of them from across the pond?
Only like 2.
Okay, okay. So, hmm.
There's a few other people. I mean, it's somewhat international. There's some people from across other ponds.
Right, right. I was just thinking specifically
Yeah.
on the pea thing. Um,
There's some winds there, you know.
mhm, hmm. What was our so maybe a corn chowder?
Yeah, I mean,
Corn
corn's
kind
got
of
Thanksgiving history, right?
yeah. I mean, otherwise, I think you're leaning into, like, a pumpkin or butternut.
I might try the pumpkin. I've never had pumpkin. Last time I did my Chinese five spice butternut, I did it about 50-50 butternut in chickpea. Also, cause I
Mm,
kind of wanted to open the can of chickpeas to have the agua fava to really act as like a thickener for the soup, right? That was my
mhm,
thought process. Like, I could just add a can of chickpeas to all this butternut, this like really, really seasoned butternut squash, and then come out with like a nice glossy mouthfeel soup. And it did work pretty well, I gotta say. Um, I don't know how. See, if I don't know why my brain. I think it's because Austin. We actually lived with a lady who used to make around this time of year a
lentil
pumpkin
soup.
curry. No, pumpkin curry.
Oh, oh, the pumpkin curry.
Yeah, in my head now I'm kinda leaning to maybe there's a butternut squash curry potential, even with pumpkin.
Yeah, I would probably go pumpkin over butternut squash.
Man, I thought it was gonna be hard to fill an hour today just on soup. I don't know why I always think that, but we're way over it. That was so easy to fill an hour with soup.
I mean, really, it's just us turning on the camera and talking to each other, which
Yeah.
we could do for days at a time. So it's not, we're never going to run out of material. Um, yeah, I mean, I think pumpkin. I think full send on making the best pumpkin soup that you can make. Spicy, maybe some goat cheese, maybe. I don't know if that even goes with pumpkin, really. If you need some
I
papitas, I got you. I got some pumpkin seeds over here.
Yeah. Ooh, I forgot about roasting the pumpkin seeds as almost the crouton aspect.
Hmm.
Ooh, that's fun. Okay, so I think a spicy butternut squash pumpkin curry soup where you have little pumpkin seed croots
Hmm.
and maybe like a little creme fraiche thing, some to tang it up on the top.
Yeah, yeah. Cool it
Really,
down,
no,
tank it up.
no, no chewing involved. This is like a puree kind of thing. I don't think we got hunks of anything in this motherfucker right here.
Nah, you
Just the
don't need it.
pumpkin
It's a
seeds.
side dish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Okay. Do you think there's a big difference? Like most of the time, I am a real big fresh produce guy, right? Um, there's
as opposed to
exceptions.
frozen.
Yeah, there's exceptions. I think the smaller a thing is, like peas, for example, I really don't have any beef with using frozen peas. I think peas freeze really well and it translates fine and they don't have like
Can
it
I
doesn't fuck
ask,
it up. But a
have you ever
pumpkin like
bought
canned, that's what I'm getting at. Canned pumpkin, yay nay.
oh, yeah, yeah, absolutely. Have you ever bought fresh peas?
Yeah, I mean when I did, so there's I think
Because I don't
we'll
know if
call
I've
it
ever seen fresh peas in the store.
so the central market that I go to with Sam, right? That one over there, occasionally they will have it's a somewhat local, like, independent farm, um, and they'll do peas there. I can't remember the fucking name of it, but you can also get peas directly from them, fresh or frozen. But they have, like, top tier peas.
Hmm.
Anyways, yeah,
I've
it's
only
not
ever
worth
seen
it.
them in a can. But no, I would say like
Well,
packed pumpkin,
typically, they
pumpkin in
come
a
in the
can.
pod. That's the thing, right?
Right. Yeah. 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 I'm just saying I've only ever seen them frozen or in a can. I've never seen them like sold in
Yeah.
pods or whatever.
Uh,
But yeah, so packed pumpkin I think is fine. I if you can find a good cooking pumpkin, I mean like it's always gonna be better if you know, take the time, use fresh ingredients, whatever. But I feel like most of the time people are selling just like carving pumpkins. I'm sure you could find a good cooking pumpkin, but
yeah, I'll look into the pumpkin. But I might have to default to can. That does happen. Um,
um,
I wonder if I should use stock or like a milk or cream to blend it down. Or probably it's a little combo of both. All cream or
oh
milk
yeah,
sounds way too heavy, but you definitely want some fat in there, duh, right? But
yeah, yeah. But you want to get some flavor in there from some kind of stock.
yeah, I don't know. I can't remember. Like there's no vegans, but there are a couple vegetarian people, so I might have to go veggie stock just to because I know I hate to bring things that it's like, hey, you think you can eat this pumpkin soup, but no.
Yeah, I think if there's no reason to not make it vegetarian, then yeah,
Yeah,
just
I
make
don't
it
think it would.
vegetarian.
I don't think doing a beef stock over a veggie stock would like really benefit the soup.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Stories of a Satyr. Have you watched the show Toriko?
No,
Toriko. It's a anime about a guy traveling the world to make the ultimate 8-course meal of life by finding legendary food. This is Mogg's version of that.
that sounds fun.
I recently watched Campfire Cooking in Another World with my absurd skill, which is
That's an anime.
yes, it's a guy
Okay.
who gets like isekai'd into a like RPG world, and his ability is that he has the ability to like open a store that he can buy ingredients from, and he can like cook, and his cooking like gives people bonuses to their stats.
That's fun.
In
I like how there's a lot
yeah,
of
it's silly.
culinary influence shit these days.
I mean, I really I know that everybody kind of shits on a little bit, but Food Wars,
Yeah.
once you get past the like horny anime like fan service, I really liked Food Wars. I
Yeah,
thought it
like
was
Food
great.
Wars, Delicious in Dungeon, like there's a bunch of
Mhm.
food like culinary based animes, mangas these days. It's cool to see that, I mean, I think it's because of American food personalities and shit. It's like because of Julia Child, what happened with it that it like culinary pursuits became as like socially interesting as other things like adventure and medical dramas and that kind of shit, right? Um,
Mhm.
yeah, very cool. Uh, yeah, we could watch that. We could also try and make one of the dishes. Maybe we'll get some stuff going. But first, we have to also make a cocktail. But we don't have to do that today. Maybe next week we'll talk about the cocktail.
Yeah, I would also like to go through with you and talk. Maybe we rank Thanksgiving foods. Um, I don't know if you've got hard thoughts on that, but
I think maybe 6, 7 years ago, some people would have said like C tier turkey is is like a hot take, but now I think everybody's like turkey's not a great bird. Especially, I will say, intelligent people do multiple smaller turkeys, and I think that's much better. Um, but man, I'm at Thanksgiving for the ham.
all right, maybe we can't talk about this. So Thanksgiving cocktail.
I might try the pea or the pear rosemary
The
jasmine
pear
thing.
tea.
Gloss had said that the rosemary will overpower the jasmine, but I think there's a way to do it. I think. I'll try it.
Yeah, yeah, it sounds nice. I've been making a lot of so I haven't really been drinking lately, but I have been using God, I forget the name of it, but it's essentially like a THC liqueur.
Yeah.
And I have been making a lot of apple cider kind of base drinks with some ginger beer and stuff. It's been nice.
I like the idea of getting that in the spirit format so you can kind of dose at your leisure.
Oh yeah, it's like 2 milligrams per shot, and
Yeah,
so it's
because
just like
some of
real
these guys
low.
out here, you get to the store that, hey, you want this fucking 25 milligrams? Like, you want to die today? Like,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely not. I do want us to do a better job about maybe like reading, at least like one advice question or
oh,
whatever.
knock one out. Do we got new
So
ones?
this
Most of
is
the time, they're not
yeah,
new ones.
this is from Brundle, who has maybe help him out because we both recently kind of gone through employment things. So I want to shift jobs, and I found a nice job place, but they currently have no open spots. I've kept in contact with them, and they say they'll reach out to me if any come open. However, I'm worried they'll forget. If I do contact them, would I be seen as bothering them since they already told me they would reach out?
I think in this current state, you should just reach out like every other month. If I got an email from somebody weekly, I would be like, fuck this guy, I'm ignoring them. If I got like a bi-monthly, every other month email that was like, hey, just reaching out, staying in touch, hope everything's going well for y'all, keeping on top of it. Let me know if there's anything we can work on together. Great. And then if there is something and I think of it later when something pops up, I go, oh yeah, that guy or gal or whatever. Like, that
Hmm.
yeah, if that person's top of mind and not bothering me, that's where you do want to be. You want to remain
Yeah,
top of mind, but you do not want to bother. And for
yeah. I
me
will.
personally, I think that's once every other month you send a hey check in, just hey checking in. Things are going. Hope you well. Keep me in mind.
I I think that that is almost absolutely correct. You don't I will tell you if you don't ever follow up or check in or anything, yeah, they're absolutely forgetting about you. That's
Yeah,
not there's
unless
no
you have like
way.
a real personal relationship with this person, then you don't need to worry about
Right.
it.
Right. But yeah, if you just are an applicant or you just reached out and cold called them, and I think that's another important thing too, is like because we kind of deal with this sometimes. And somebody is like, hey, I really want to work for, this company. I want to work doing this thing. And like that is very awesome. But if we don't have a position open, it's kinda like we're not thinking about it. And so, I think if you're cold calling people trying to get a job, a lot of the times, rather than staying top of mind for them, is just like watching, like ask them, hey, if and when you guys have an opening, where would you be posting that? And then keeping an eye out on that and waiting for that to go up. Cause I think, you like Mog said, you don't want to be bothering them because that's a real quick way to just get added to spam. But you also don't want to never say anything because then they'll just forget about you. So, you know,
I
I would
also
say,
would
yeah,
say
maybe bi-monthly,
this
but
this is a weird one, but outline the fact that you're very interested in the work and you think the place would be a great locate like a great company to do that work for. I say this because especially back at Rooster Teeth, you used to have the amount of fucking people that would reach out saying, "I'll do anything. I just want to work there." I'm like, "Okay, you don't care about the work. You
yeah,
don't want to do the work. You just want to think you just think you're going to sneak in and be on camera or some shit. I don't care."
right.
You're
Yeah. I
no,
mean,
like you
I
have to be first and foremost interested in the work that is happening and you think the job is a good place to do that work. That's a really
yeah,
weird
I
niche description, but I do think it's important that you're not thirsty to work just at a location because people who want to just work for a company, not do the work involved that the company does, that's not a good look.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that is a little bit specific to our industry. I know there's other companies outside of our industry that, like somebody's like, "Oh, I really want to work at Google or something for whatever." But yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think too, it's important of like, did you just cold call, email them and say, "Hey, do you have a job?" And they said no, but if we do, we'll be in touch. Or did you have an interview? Did you like meet with somebody? Because again, that kind of changes that personal relationship. And like, if you have no personal relationship with them at all and you've just sent them an email, I do think following up even as infrequently as twice or once every 2 months, I still feel like that might be a bit much.
I If you had an interview, I don't think so. If they wasted 30 minutes to an hour of your time, you can waste 30 minutes to an hour of their time. You somehow muted yourself again.
I need to just move this microphone. If you had an interview, then they would have had open spots, but they're saying they currently
Oh,
have no
okay, yeah.
open spots.
Yeah.
So it sounds to me like you haven't actually spoken to anybody. You don't really have a relationship with these people.
Well,
And
then,
so I
yeah,
think
can't
emailing
do that.
them, I would say email them back once to say, "Hey, sounds great. If you have a job opening, where would you be posting it so that you can keep an eye on it?" Because some people have like their own website. Some people go through like certain recruiters or certain systems. Get
Yeah.
that information and keep your eye out on that. And maybe like every 6 months follow up, if you don't have any kind of pre established relationship. Because I
Yeah.
mean, especially a recruiter, I mean, assuming they're a recruiter. If they're not a recruiter, oh man. Um,
Good luck.
yeah, I mean, like, yeah, if you have the contact information of somebody who is not an HR person who is like recruiting or somebody who's not in charge of hiring and you spam them, I mean, even infrequently, they're gonna not want to work with you. So just be careful. Yeah, like Law said, set up a Google alert for it. You know, I think you just got
Yeah.
to be careful with that.
Google Alert is a great way to set that up and be notified. It would be the first one because oftentimes that's what matters. People are like, "Oh, we gotta
Yeah,
hire this fucking spot," and then they just look
yeah. I
quickly.
mean, I can tell you, even at Rooster Teeth, but like now, as our own company, I get emails almost daily from people asking us, "Hey, how can I work there? Hey, I do this, I do that, I want to do this," and it's very flattering, and I do read the body of the emails. If anybody ever attaches like a spec script or something, we do not read those out of principle, just because. Uh, but like if we're not hiring, we're not hiring, and it's one of those positions of like you know if you do it once or twice, it's like, okay, cool. Like, I know you're interested. I'll have it in the back of my mind, but honestly, like, it's not going to stay forefront for very long. But if you do
Yeah.
it all the time, it will come forefront, and that will just be this guy is constantly spamming me, and my inbox is full of hundreds of emails from all sorts of different people and companies and partners, and so when that one keeps coming to the top, like, I really want to be a writer. You're like, that's great, but I'm not hiring for writers right now. So
Yeah. I get the hunch Gloss works in recruiting of some sort. They seem to got tips and tricks. They got Linus Tech tips out here for recruiting. Anyways,
yeah, yeah.
is there any other ones we should talk about today or leave them for next week?
I think leave them for next week. I just kind of want to like, every week hit a couple, really encourage people, make sure you go down there and submit some stuff, some topics of conversation. And yeah, if you have any advice questions. I kind of thought at first when we were doing this advice thing that it would become like a bad advice funny thing, like like a McElroy kind of take on it. But I feel like so far we've given solid advice to everybody.
We've lived a long time and have opinions. Not all of them correct. Like
Most of them not.
whatever your fucking tuna is a salad.
We'll get into that.
Okay. All right. Let me
I'll
close it
have to
out.
make I'll have to make some visual aids, but yeah. Thank you for
Sure.
having me, Mogg.
Man, I don't know why I'm so tall right now in this chair, but we're just gonna go with it. Have a good day. Don't forget to thicken your soups with a Barramundi or whatever it was called. Goodbye.